All right. Hello and welcome to Heroes Welcome in Menominee, Wisconsin. Here for some Friday Night Magic. It's Bob Brostrom and Brent Stearns here joining you guys. Looks like we have some Merfolk against Gifts Storm.
That should be a good matchup.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm always looking forward to Storm. We'll see, Merfolk doesn't have a lot of removal for the Baral or the Electromancer.
Sometimes they play, I don't know if he has in the main deck, but sometimes they play Dismembers.
Dismembers,
That's pretty
Vapor
much
Snags.
Vapor Snags, yeah. Those are pretty much the only removal, so...
And there is that bear,
Yeah.
Mana Bear.
Turn 2 Goblin Electromancer can usually lead to a
looks like
turn
I
3
see
win.
at least a Ritual and a Manamorphose in Ethan's hand here.
That's
Looks
pretty
like
good.
he did go to 5.
Looks like you went to Mulligan to 5, yeah.
Alright, so Trav, it looks like we have a Vial on 2. We have a Lord here. Vial on 1, probably. Unless Trav did
That
not
makes
keep a
sense.
land here. Drew into Spire Bluff Canal here. Like I said, at least one ritual, 2 Manamorphoses. So no gifts ended in yet.
But he could go for it.
He looks like he's going to.
Yeah. He has couple of redraws. He can draw into other redraws. Drawing into a land is not that amazing, but...
Looks like he's gonna spend some of those cantrips here.
Yep.
I did draw a Remand, so you get a little bit of play here. Not great though.
No.
Gifts Ungiven is really where you want to be there.
Looks like he's going to use the Remand.
So Remand is ritual.
Yep.
Ritual. And
I don't know what he drew, but
yeah,
it looks like it wasn't
I
good.
think it was another land, either Steam Vents or another Spire Bluff Canal. Mutavault here. Looks like Travis is playing the blue-green version.
I was just going to ask that if he's...
Because that looks like a blue-green Merfolk.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one that is, but...
So it came in off the vial.
Yep. If it was mono blue, the only one drop I think is Curse Catcher, but...
Yep. Oh, and there's a nice Silvergill Adept. Or is it a Mirror Reacher?
I think that was a Silver Girl
okay. I didn't
because
see
it
what
was
he-
on 2 and he drew a
Okay.
card.
Okay.
When you bring it in off a vial, you don't have to reveal a
That is
creature, which
Right.
is very nice.
Bringing the beats here, and we do have Island Walk. And so he is forced to block here. I think that was a lethal swing because we have 3, 6, 9, maybe at least 12 there.
I don't think Ethan would want to... If it's not a lethal attack, I don't think you'd want to block.
Yeah, so I'm guessing it was lethal. Down to 3, so yeah, probably was a lethal attack here. Alright, let's see what he got here. Oops, Serum Vision, that's a good way to start. Good place to start. Metamorphose. He kept typing truth, I believe. That's not going to get him out of it, though. Alright, Metamorphose. Not looking good for the Storm.
No, it's definitely not.
Another Serum Visions. That's a draw, though. It's a draw spell. Another Ritual.
But I
And
think
that's
it's
it,
yeah, a little
So
too late.
what do you think he needed there on that turn? Like, what card was he looking for?
Pretty much needed a Past in Flames. He had a couple rituals in hand,
Pass
and I
good.
didn't look at his mana, but
No,
he
if
probably
he
had
did,
enough to.
If he did draw that Gifts Ungiven, do you think he could have done anything with it without the mana guy, without the Electromancer?
I think without the mana, without the Electromancer, I think if he would have drawn it that turn with a couple rituals, maybe he had a lot of lands in play. But
Like, so
it's
if
definitely
that's
hard
his
mode.
top deck, where he's
right,
like
that's his top deck.
Gifts Ungiven. So what would you go for? So you think he would have 5 lands in play, cast the Gifts on 4.
So you'd
He
play
would
his
have,
you'd play his rituals
yeah,
first.
play his rituals first. So
Yeah.
yeah, he had 2 rituals in his hand. So, I mean, would you just go get like the traditional pile, or do you kind of go get? Are you gonna go really big there?
See, it's really tough because if you get the traditional pile, he's just gonna give you a
The rituals.
yeah. Well, yeah. If he gives you the traditional pile of 2 rituals, a Manamorphose, and a
Past and play.
Past in Flames, he's not gonna have enough mana to play the Past in Flames.
Mhm.
If it just bends both the rituals.
So Past in Flames was the card he really needed.
Right.
He really needed that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the players are going to go to the boards here. Just not super familiar with the Merfolk sideboard in this matchup, but I know I know they do play, at least Travis plays Unified Will. So the counter target spell if you control more creatures.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah, he's generally almost all in every instance is going to have more creatures than him, so it's just a counter spell.
Yep. So I'm guessing that's probably what he would bring in here. Like I said, I don't completely know his board, but thinking of cards that could play, Spreading Seas probably pretty bad.
Yeah, I don't see Spreading Seas being.
I don't know if he
any good at all.
I mean, that's the cards he probably has them in his main deck. Those would be the cards I would board out.
Right.
So you still the storm? You want to be on the storm side of this one, or are you kind of?
I still want to be on the storm side. There's Merfolk doesn't have a lot of.
You don't want to be punching people in the face with your like little fish gills,
Merfolk,
fins, I guess. I should probably don't punch people with your gills.
Merely punching you with my lungs. No, Storm generally does well when the opponent doesn't have a lot of interaction, and Merfolk doesn't have a lot of interaction. It's just Ethan just had the unlucky draws.
He did Moldify.
Yeah.
He did. He had the turn 2...
Electromancer.
The Electromancer, though. And he does play Islands, so that's kind of bad.
Right.
Against Merfolk. I always hated playing against Merfolk with Grixis when I played Grixis. Because A, you can't bolt their Lord, or their Master Waves, because it's pro-red. And B, you play Islands.
Right. And the whole half the deck is Island Walk.
Yes. Oh, so it's like a mole from Travis here now. So Ethan keeping 7. Take some friendly banter at the table here. It's always nice when your opponent kind of conversates with you. There's nothing worse than like sitting down and your opponent just sits there like stone-faced and doesn't say anything to you.
Especially in a bigger tournament.
Yeah,
where
like
I know there's a lot going. There's a lot at stake, but
you're still there to have. I mean, when it comes down to it, you're still playing a game.
Right.
I mean, I realize this game costs thousands of dollars for some people.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, that's what I like about playing here, is everyone's typically pretty cool about it. You know, they're like, yeah, you know, we're here. It's $5. You get pizza, you get pop, and you get packs.
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone gets a promo. It's a really great place. So yeah, if you guys are watching this either on Twitch or on YouTube, you should definitely come down and hang out with us.
You're always welcome in Menominee, Wisconsin. It's a pretty cool place. They have board games, they have board game nights. They play different. They play the Munchkin card game. I haven't played it, but I heard it's really, really fun.
A friend of ours is actually going to be doing kind of like, not really a podcast, because there's going to be a video cast of some different games and the different things that you can order here. So yeah, definitely check it out in the next couple weeks, guys. Alright, so this is we have a turn 1 Serum Visions. Actually, we played 2 Serum Visions, so turn 1 and a turn 2. That's defense tap, so kind of sculpting that perfect hand here.
If you're not going to have the turn 2 Lord, it's going to be good to have the cantrips.
There's no pressure, there was no Vial on 1. So yeah, there's really, I mean, he can kind of just set up here and sculpt the perfect hand. Alright, and there's that blue-green. I think that's the one that is kind of a Lord, I believe.
I wish I knew the deck better. I'm not exactly sure.
You're not a efficient in the blue-green Merfolk.
No. Unfortunately not. I've played a ton of Storm. I don't think I've ever played Merfolk.
We might have to fix that. That is one deck I've always kind of wanted to own, but it's such a specific set of cards.
Right.
I did play Merfolk in Legacy once.
Oh yeah?
A long time ago. You know why?
Why?
It didn't play dual lands.
Oh yeah. It was cheap.
Yes.
Oh, wonderful.
This looks like we have some. I think he has a Gifts and a Past in Flames in his hand. I know he has the Gifts. Actually, no, it's Pyretic Ritual. So he does have that Gifts Ungiven, at least one copy in his hand.
Well, he has.
And he does have the 4
the old here. 4 lands go. He had nothing to do. How unlucky.
So now, what are you going to go? What would you go for here? You have no Baral, you have no Electromancer. So you're going to try to get one of them here at the end of turn?
It's hard to see what's in his hand, and it 100% depends on what's in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
If
I want to say, like I said, I can't 100% tell. I want to say it's at least 2 rituals and a remand.
So if he has 2 rituals, he can just go for pretty much ritual, Past in Flames.
Alright, just tapping some mana here.
Oh. I guess it doesn't really matter.
There is that Unified Will, I believe. Color of some sort. I mean, I want to say it was Unified Will.
I believe it was Unified Will.
He does have it's an opt, another gifts. So he's going to cast the secondary gifts here, it looks like.
Okay.
Yep. Domain phase gifts. Alright, he did bring in the bolts here to get rid of those lords. So there's Past in Flames. Baral. I'm going to guess he goes Past in Flames, Baral, Electromancer, and Noxious Revival.
Noxious Revival,
my
yeah.
guess. That'd be my guess. We'll see if he follows the same line here. That kind of sets up for your almost guaranteed quotation marks Baral next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he did not see Noxious Revival in the deck still, so he possibly boarded it out.
A lot of times it's boarded out.
So it's like he is putting those two in the yard. Yep, and
Okay.
giving him the lords or the lords. The lords
Mana
of Storm.
Reducer. Yeah, Lords of Storm, pretty much. Yeah.
The Storm Lords.
Brawl basically being the king and Goblin Electromancer being the jester.
It's the little lackey.
Yeah.
Goblin lackey,
Goblin,
if you will.
Oh my.
Yes, I went there.
A not modern playable card.
Now, do you think that would make modern goblins playable?
No.
No? You don't think that would? You're just like, no, don't play goblins.
I don't know, AWAC is a thing, and
Yes.
that's basically a goblin deck, so maybe it would give it a little bit of boost. I don't think it would be tier 1,
Mhm.
but I definitely do
remember
think
when-
it would give it a boost.
When Piledriver was printed in Modern,
Right.
everyone just went nuts.
Yeah.
We can play, and now they have Piledriver, they have War Chief, they have all the things, but like even in Legacy, Goblins isn't good
No.
anymore. I remember for a while, Goblins was the deck.
Right,
It was
yeah.
Goblins and Merfolk, the tribal decks, which you wouldn't expect in a format that cost you $10,000.
Right.
So there's the barrel. Barrel of fun.
He sure is a barrel of fun.
He's a barrel of fun for the Storm player.
Very fun. Always opting to play both of them, okay.
So
Wonder if he's going to wait a turn to go off
Yep.
then.
There's not a lot of pressure, like you said. Maybe a Vapor Snag, maybe a Dismember. So I mean, with two of them, he's kind of getting that hedge, that
Yeah.
insurance here. So if I had to venture a guess here, Brent, I think we're going to see a game 3.
I think we're going to see game 3. I don't think Travis is going to see another turn. Curse Catcher kind
Curse
of...
Catcher adds a little bit to the map.
A little bit, but since it's not a surprise one, he knows about it, so Ethan can easily play around it.
Oh yeah, he has 6 lands.
Right.
He does have to be careful of it though, because I mean, he could be got
Mm.
at some point. There are turns where you have to really count your mana.
Right.
This Storm is very much a deck that can beat itself.
Mm-hmm.
The power level of the deck, I feel, is so high that sometimes you can just lose to yourself.
Yeah, it looks like Ethan's going to go off now.
Yep.
Because he has that Past of Flame and Yarn. I saw at least 2 Manamorphose in hand, which is the best card in the deck when you have a mana, or when you have a mana reducer guy out. A ritual that draws a land is just pretty good.
Okay, so 2 red here. What? So lots of rituals. Morphos. Manamorphose is so good with the Burl or
Yeah.
Electromancer. You get a free mana and you get to draw a card.
Well, it not only that, but it filters your big hedge in this deck is the blue.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that you can change one of your red into 2 blue
Yep.
is so huge in this
Yep.
deck.
So, I mean, are you always going to make blue? Like, I mean, like, not always, but, like, what percentage of the time would you say you would make blue?
Most of the time...
Like 75, 80% of the time?
Yeah. You always want to have 1 red floating.
Mhm.
That's because if you draw any other rituals, it's
Yep.
free
All right, and it looks
red
like
mana.
Trav's kind of seen the writing on the wall here with that flashback pass. And
There you
flames.
go.
And there's not really much that's going to happen there. I mean, he could be playing a Trick Bind.
Yes.
Alright, so we have game 3 here. So really, for Travis to have a chance in this match, he needs to have that Vial on 1 at least.
Right.
And he needs to get that quick pressure out there.
Absolutely.
Even then, that may not be enough.
He's just going to have to hope that happen in game 1 as Ethan mulls to 5 and
So-
then doesn't have anything.
I noticed here, looking through the sideboard, he did not bring in Empty the Warrens. I feel like that's probably correct, as Empty's probably not good if they have Island Walk anyways.
Right.
I mean, what do you think about that?
Yeah, the Merfolk is generally going to be larger, plus with Island Walk and your deck is 50% islands. They're
So you're pretty
Even
much,
if
you're
you
pretty
do-
much
if you
just
have
on the I'm gonna kill you with grape shot.
Yeah, there's the turn 2. If you can make 6 goblins, isn't going to do much when they have 3/3, 4/4, 5/5 merfolk in play with Island Walk.
You could just just troll them and be like, all right, we got I got 22 goblins, you have a bunch of merfolk, and then they go to combat and just wild in a Lord of Atlantis.
Yeah.
And now you can't block.
And unblockable.
There's some nice sleeves on Ethan's side. It's a good color.
Yellow or orange?
Orange.
It looks yellow.
They're not pink. I'm sorry.
You gotta go with the pink sleeves.
And a pink deck box.
Real men
Thank you, Michael Peterson.
wear pink deck boxes.
I wish I could see more of Trav's sideboard here. I kind of want to see what he's bringing in. I think he has a lot of cards here. Spell Pierces.
It seems like he's doing a lot more changing after he saw more of the Storm deck. I'm not sure if Travis knows much about Storm, but
I mean, he's been playing for a while. I don't know if he knows the newest iterations
Right.
of Storm. I mean, he definitely had the cards that he needed there. He had the Unified Will for the
Mhm.
gifts. It's just Ethan had that secondary gifts.
yeah,
Because once the Storm player can resolve a gifts ungiven, their matchup improves significantly.
absolutely.
Because even if they don't get the cards they want, they at least have access to them in some form.
Right. And I was getting a Past in Flames.
Mhm.
It's such a free roll because either they put it in your hand or they put it in your graveyard, which is basically in your hand. So the detriment of putting it in the graveyard, a lot of times, doesn't even matter.
You can pay 1 more mana for it.
Yeah. And you can't flash it back again.
Yes. Alright, so here we go for game number 3. Could have been some lopsided games.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, Ethan had a turn, a couple of cantrips to go off. I feel like that was his turn.
Mhm.
But then once you're forced to chump block with your guy, it's pretty rough. So
Right,
it's
so on the
like
wall.
3 rituals, a gifts, Manamorphose, and 2 lands. What do you think about this game?
I keep.
I think they're both Shivan Reefs.
That's always the stinker is
They're
when
not
you're.
islands. They're not
They're not
islands.
islands, but they also going to deal damage to you every time you need mana.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and oof. That's rough for the Merfolk
And
player.
it looks like Ethan is keeping.
I feel
it's
like
not-
the hand's close. It's not
it's-
bad, but it's not good.
It's not a bad hand, and the thing is, you want a lot of cards in Storm. So going down to 6, having an iffy 7 and going down to a bad 6,
Mhm.
then
That's-
you're.
That's the hard part I have. Like, even just with like control decks or things that I play, like you have a hand that has you have 3 lands, and you have like 3 4-drops and like a counter spell. So it's like your hand's playable, but like
Right.
it's the same thing you said. Like, do I want to get rid of this playable hand that takes a while for a chance at 6 cards that may be better?
Right.
And I think that's a lot of things I have a hard time with too. Is like mulliganing. There's definitely an art to it.
Right, there is. With a hand, like you're saying with that control hand, it depends on your opponent.
Mhm.
If your opponent is playing humans or fast
Mhm.
or burn deck or something, even though that is a playable hand, you're gonna want to mulligan. You need
No.
action.
They'll say they're playing humans, but one of those 4-drops is a Supreme Verdict. So say your 4-drops are Jace, Jace the Mind Sculptor,
Mhm.
Supreme Verdict, and Cryptic Command.
I think since one of them is the Supreme Verdict, I would keep. Now, what if that sweeper was a Terminus?
Then I think that tips it the other way.
Right.
Oh, so there is a Grafdigger's Cage. So that
Okay.
that's got some play here. It's a good card. Cannot flashback the Past in Flames here.
Or any of the cards in
Yep.
the graveyard.
So most likely, Ethan did keep in a few of the bounce effects. So like,
Okay.
Echoing Truths, Repeals.
I know some Storm decks play either a Braid or
There is
Replicate.
Yep, there is an Abrade in the board.
Okay, so I'm curious if Ethan brought that in, like to hedge against Aether Vial, but
Yep.
now against the Vial.
I believe when we watched him board, he did bring in at least one Abrade.
Okay.
I actually know the sideboard very well because I built the deck that Ethan is playing. So it is playing 1 Shattering Spree and 1 Abrade,
Okay.
as well as that Wipe Away. Don't think he'd bring Wipe Away in this instance, though. So now I feel like that Curse Catcher early on in the game could cause a little bit of issues here.
Yeah.
Let's see, he did draw the Baral.
That 3 Shivan Reefs, though. Oof, done.
So it takes a point here for a Pieces of the Puzzle.
That's a great card.
Yes. Good to bring in if you're expecting your opponent to have a lot of like graveyard interaction.
Right.
Because your Gifts Ungivens are not very good.
Correct.
An interesting thing with playing the Storm deck that I found is if your opponent has a Leyline of Sanctity in play, you cannot cast the Gifts Ungiven.
You sure can't.
I was getting ready to cast it. I read the
Gifts
card.
Ungiven targets an opponent.
Target opponent. I'm like, oh, well, this card's just dead.
Not that the Ruined Halo is played anymore, but a lot of times people would play Ruined Halo against the deck and name Gifts Ungiven.
Oh, that's
Over,
it's interaction.
Like a lot of times over even Grape Shot,
Mm-hmm.
just because they know they can't usually win without the
Trav
gifts.
did spend his Curse Catcher here to counter the Pieces of the Puzzle.
Okay,
I think that was well played.
it's definitely
So there's the
definitely a good
Baral.
play.
Baral does resolve, takes point here.
It's
And
like he's going to start playing some rituals.
Yep. I mean, I feel like he's got to. He has 2 Mutavaults here and a Lord. Pretty sure
Was that
that's
a
the
Serum?
blue-green Lord, so...
Is that a Serum Vision?
Yes.
And it's going to get
Oof.
Spell Pierced. Oh boy.
You know, Spell Pierce is a card that, like, when I play it, it's just
It always
straight
feels-
garbage.
It always feels so bad.
But then I watch things where it's just like, they play it and you're just like, well, I just killed you.
Yeah, that was a really good Spell Pierce.
And all
right
those Shivan Reefs are actually hurting him here. He took 2
Oh, yeah.
points that turn.
Yep.
As that, Travis is just going to jam.
there. Oh, he's just going to jam with Mutavaults? Wow.
I mean, he's playing the aggro deck here, so... So he's going to take 6 here, go down to 4. Probably going to take at least 2 points of damage here.
He's going to... I think he has to
Oh,
go
there's
this
the
turn.
island.
If
Now,
he,
the
is
island
that-
being good and bad. So he does have a gifts.
he has a bunch of rituals and a gifts. Ooh.
This is going to be
But the
close.
Graph Digger's Cage
Yep.
kind of throws a wrench in
So
everything.
kind of looking
we got
for
to
an
see what he
upgrade
can do.
or anything like that here. So it'll be interesting to see what the Storm player can do here.
Yep.
I mean, this is the turn he's got to go for it. Though,
Yeah.
So
No, he 100% has to
you
go
are
for it.
throwing up the football.
Yep.
Hoping there's a guy downfield that he can destroy an artifact.
Or even bounce the artifact.
Oof, that was a Pass in Flames too. Nope, it was another ritual. Was it a Pass in Flames?
It was a ritual.
I think he has a Pass in Flames as the back card there.
Okay.
Or it's an Abrade. If it's an Abrade, that'd be great.
It's a red card of sorts.
Yeah.
Looks like a Past in Flames, but I don't know. I'm going to cast the gifts. Yeah.
It is Pass in Flames.
Alright.
So now he's going to search for ways to kill the...
How much mana does he have floating?
Uh,
4 red, 1
1
blue,
blue.
and then he has 3 lands on
Yep.
tap. I think he can just search for, Noxious Revival, and then things that will bounce or
So see if he has
destroy.
an Abrade in the deck here. There's the Abrade.
Alright.
One more bounce spell here.
Wipe away, maybe?
Don't
Or
know
maybe
if
he'll just
bring
look for a
Wipe Away.
value card. Maybe just a cantrip.
Yep.
Like a Manamorphose
Yeah, so
or
he does,
a...
he does need a
there
way
you
to
go.
draw it if he gets the Noxious
Yep,
Revival
yep.
here. So this is a big decision for Travis here. I feel like you don't give him the... this is hard, though. This is hard. You can't give him either one of the spells. I mean, I think you give him the Abrade? No, I think he just
This is a good
loses.
pile. Honestly,
I think Ethan just wins here.
yeah. No, that is a good pile. I think Travis has to put the Echoing Truth and the Abrade in the graveyard,
Mhm.
but
And just make him use the mana here.
yeah, make him use the mana on the life.
Uh-huh.
Because once he uses the Nox Revival, the 2 Shivan Reefs, they tap for
Yep.
colorless, but they're not
Yep.
colored sources anymore. Don't know if that's going to make much of a difference, but I think you got to hedge your bets right now.
Mm-hmm. It's a good pile here. It's always, like I said, it's always good when your opponent thinks about your pile.
Right. Even the Echoing Truth. Echoing Truth and Manamorphose.
I don't know that there was a good pile there.
No.
I mean, like you said, the pile that does the most damage, I think, is the correct pile.
Mm.
I think it's now just a matter of time.
Yep. Yeah, if he has the Pastor Flames in hand, which I'm pretty sure he does, then this game is all but over.
Yep. There was a man downfield for that Hail Mary.
There sure was.
Yep. So that is a Pastor Flames. So yeah, I mean, there's still the formality of he needs to find the great shot to kill him here, but I mean, with the gifts ungiven in the graveyard,
yeah,
and he has a couple cantrips. I mean, I feel like he'll be fine. Oh, heartbreaker for the Merfolk player here.
Absolutely. Yeah, all he has to do is play a bunch of rituals, play the gifts. Even with the gifts, he can just search for the one grape shot, flashback, the past flames.
I think that's what he's
shot.
kind of explaining to him here.
Yep, that's what it looks like.
Yeah. It's like you said, especially with all the rituals, and he can do a whole bunch of stuff.
Yep.
Cast that gifts ungiven. Cards go in the graveyard. He can give whatever cards he gets flashback or
Yep.
doesn't get flashback. So yeah, definitely some good games there.
Yeah.
Always good to see some Storm.
Yeah, I definitely
close games though.
They're closer than I thought, but I still think Storm gets a little bit of a hedge over Merfolk in this
You said
matchup.
they're not really. I mean, Travis did have some interaction, but I mean, you really need to be killing that guy on 2 or 3,
right?
Because if they get a Brawl or an Electromancer, like it's rough.
I've seen the deck function without them, but
It's like he brought in a Thassa.
oh, yeah, the Storm deck can go without the Brawl or Electromancer, but it's just so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're starting the video game, it says choose difficulty. You choose Brawl difficulty, easy.
Yeah, I mean, I always choose easy anyway.
I know. So do I.
All right. Well, that's going to conclude round number 1 here. We will be back for round number 2 here shortly, guys. All right, so here we are back for round number 2, Brent.
Hello.
Looks like we're going to see some Grixis Death Shadow versus some humans here. Some blue humans. Let's get that fixed for you guys here. Take off the blue.
There we go.
There we are. All right. So, what side do you want to be on this match, Brent?
Whew. Probably humans.
Looks like humans is taking the mulligan here, though.
Yeah. I still think the human side matchup might be a little bit better.
It depends on the hand. I mean, they do have a decent amount of disruption. Problem is they have a lot of blockers.
Right. They have a lot of
Team of
blockers.
Battle Rage is going to be pretty good, though.
Team of Battle Rage, but one of the best cards that Grixis has in Stubborn Denial does almost nothing.
That is true. That is true. And there is the powerful instant out of something of Tarkir.
I was just going to say it's one of the cons.
Dragons of Tarkir.
Dragons of Tarkir?
No, not dragons. Well, you know the set. Hey, look, it tells us here. It tells us. Fate Reforged.
Fate Reforged. We were 100% off.
We were in the block. So that's going to be how he's going to push through all of these little ground creatures here.
Right.
I mean, other than that, you know, what I mean. So now Noah's. I mean, he probably has played this matchup before. I mean, it's a fairly. It was a bigger deck, but I mean, humans with the meddling mages. Like, what are you probably going to name here?
Whew. That's a good question. If he's worried about the Death Shadows, he'd probably name the Death Shadow. If he is worried about Lightning Bolts, name Lightning Bolts. I think this is one of those matchups where you want to play a freebooter first.
Yep. Kind of see what you're working with.
Right. Looks like John is doing the old bolt myself. Or lava axe myself, rather.
Can I get the Thoughtseize out here? There's an Elfish Piper. Did not take my Meddling Mage for whatever reason. That's alright, though. So, Meddling Mage art. Where do you sit on that? Are you a original? Or are you a...
You play Chris
Alar?
Bakula.
Okay, there we go.
You play
There we
Chris
go.
Bakula.
Did he ever get in the Hall of Fame?
No.
Oh.
Not yet, but they're trying.
I think you might beat him into the Hall of Fame here.
I probably will.
Alright, so there's that Serum Visions. So he did just only...
I missed what he took with the Thoughtseize.
Yep. Still
That's
just a
okay.
one-land hand.
I think he
here.
took a Meddling Mage, actually.
Alright. Oh, and he does hit a fetch land here, though, so... Gets that Bloodstained Mire in play. See if you guys are
Thoughtseize.
If you guys are hanging out in the chat, feel free to ask us some questions. Brent has it up on his phone here, so if you guys are watching, if you have any questions or anything like that, what your favorite modern deck is, what you think of this matchup, just general questions, just feel free to shout out and ask us.
If you want to tell us how great we're doing, you can do that too.
Or how horrible we're doing.
That is also reasonable.
Alright, going down to 10, so now Death Shadow math. What is the Death Shadow, Brent?
Death Shadow is a 3/3 currently.
Here we go. It's kind of a weird math, because you kind of go in like the opposite direction.
Right. You have to go from 13 down, which is sometimes
The
can
lower
get kind of
you go, the
confusing.
bigger he gets, so yeah,
Correct.
it's kind of like a scale.
Well, he has the
does
Teamer
have-
Battle Rage in hand.
He does. A couple bolts. Looks like a Gurmag Angler, and I want to say a Snapcaster. You're another red card here, so.
I would think
Another
Gurmag
bolt,
would be
I think.
I think Gurmag right here would be a great
I
play.
think he has 4 cards.
Might only have 3, yeah.
It's kind of an interesting game. No one has played a creature yet. Just throwing the bolts out.
Filling up the yard for that Gurmag
There's
Angler.
a fail push too, so. Maybe that was the card we thought was the Gurmag Angler.
Oh,
That's
that
his only
could be
black
it.
card of the fail push, so.
Okay.
Cycling the old Street Wraith. Draws a Dismember, so John
Well
flush
then.
with the removal spells for
He
these.
just needs that Death Shadow. very strange that neither player has a threat on board.
I mean, I feel like maybe just jamming the Ambush Viper Snapcaster down and just being like, punch you in the mouth. Oh, and Noble Hierarch. This has been quite the interesting game.
Yeah.
Noah must have a lot of proactive.
Oh, John, I think John must have hurt you. It looks like that's what he's doing.
Yep.
Playing the old Ambush Viper.
And now he draws the land, so he actually could have bolted.
Oh, well.
That's kind of how things go. I mean, do you clear out the blocker and just kind of...
Yeah, you got to start winning the game somehow, sometime. If anybody in chat wants to tell us what their favorite pizza is, they may do that as well.
Yeah, I say Topper's Pizza. And we have quite a bit of it every Friday. With your entry fee, you do get pizza and pop. So there's quite a variety of different kinds and everything. So I think you guys should definitely come down and hang out with us.
Freebooter pretty much taking a bolt, but it really doesn't matter what he takes because it's going to be biting the dust soon anyways.
Mm-hmm. Getting the steam vents, going down to 5. 5 is a dangerous number though, because I mean, he could Mantis Rider off the top and
right.
2-turn clock in here. I always forget that Freebooter has flying.
Yeah, it's kind of a strange card, and it has flying for some reason, but it's definitely good against ground creatures.
Right, so
pretty soon that dismember is... Well, I guess he can...
Which member?
That member. If worst comes to worst, you can always hardcast it,
yep.
as they say.
So we're getting to the point where that... let's see... Probably a response coming here.
Yeah, I think he has to bolt the lieutenant. That way, when...
It's just going to be a... What is the power and toughness on...
Well, it's a 0/0, but he chooses... He's going to choose Snapcaster Mage.
There we go. I guess there is a
if John wanted to get really tricky, he could kill his own Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah, I
and then it would be
just kill
0/0, but...
Image, though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly.
Alright, let's see if this will pull up the card here.
It is still an...
the Elvish Lyrist. I'm sorry, I thought it was an Elvish Piper. So yeah, I'll definitely apologize about that, guys. We'll try to get that fixed for you next round. Elvish Lyrist. That is a card I've probably never ever cast.
That's probably a card I've never heard of.
Alright, so Noah down to 11 here. Ooh, Tassiger. One of my favorite creatures.
It's...
Sweet Sassy Tassie.
Sweet Sassy Tassie.
Molassie.
He's pretty much the new Tarmogoyf. Not as new as it was, but...
So when I was looking at deck list to build this last night, a lot of the decks aren't even playing Tassigers anymore.
Really?
So back when I played the deck, probably like 6-7 months ago, they were playing 2 Gurmag Anglers and 2 Tassigers.
Right.
So that was kind of what I put together, but I'm like, you know what, I'm going to look at some lists and kind of see what's out there. Almost, you go on MTG Goldfish and it'll show you the percentage of how much they are.
Yeah.
Most of them are actually using the 4 Gurmag Anglers and no Tassigers.
Wow.
Alright, sorry about that, guys. We're just trying to fix that difficulty with the card image, so we got that working for you. So yeah, we do have the Phantasmal image up there, so it is a 0/0, but it most likely was copying, like you said, a Snapcaster Mage. So
kind of missed what went on, but it looks like he probably attacked. He blocked with the Phantasmal image Snapcaster.
Phancaster Mage.
Phancaster Mage. Ooh, another Snapcaster bolting the,
John just drawn all the bolts here.
yeah. And if he draws that Death Shadow, it'd be a 9/9. It'd be a big boy.
Inquisitions. I mean, this game is a lot closer than I thought. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's just the draws have kind of. I mean, John's drawn all his removal, and
John's
Noah's
drawn
kind of just drawn all of his.
John's drawn all removal,
So-
all Thoughtseize, and
So we're down to
Noah
the-
Miller's been drawing lands.
Oof. All right, so he is dead next turn with the Tomb of Battle Rage. So if Noah doesn't draw
Oh.
something, John has the game here.
Absolutely.
So Noah Miller needs to draw a blocker.
Yep.
Actually, I don't even think a blocker wins it because he gives a trample.
Gives a trample, but he's at 9 life, so. And
Well,
The
he
Team of
still
Battle
couldn't
Rage
block
was-
the Snapcaster, so it would depend on the toughness of the.
right.
It would depend on the toughness of the blocker. So yeah, this right here. I'll put it into 1 here. So there's no point in not attacking.
He's
Oh,
gonna be
puts
2
him to 2.
life to dismember it. All right.
and then John's got the game here. So wow, that went a lot different than I thought it would.
Yeah. Just John drawing all the removal and all the Thoughtseize,
Mhm.
all the Inquisition. Sorry, the.
Oh, now he looks like he's reading the Team of Battle Rage here. Does this win me the game?
Is this a good card? Why is this in the deck?
And gets
There
it
we
with the Battle Rage. So, and there it is again for you guys. So target creature gains double strike until end of turn, and with Ferocious, so creature having power 4 or greater, so with Tassiger, it does gain trample.
It's pretty much the fixed Berserk.
Yes.
Berserk was
So we did talk about it at the beginning of the round. That is kind of his path to victory.
Right.
It ended up being the card. I mean, I feel like he still kind of would have had the game there either way. Although another Mantis Rider off the top, being at 2 life.
Yeah.
That dismember though, very good.
Yes.
Very, he kind of went to go cast it. And I'm like, you can't do that, but you can pay mana for
You
this
can.
thing.
It does have a mana cost, which is pretty amazing.
I'm used to playing Tron or Eldrazi Tron, and they don't play like. I mean, I guess you can with your stars, your spheres, make black mana, but most of the time you're 1 mana 4 life kill a creature.
Yeah.
So, John does have access to a couple sweepers on the sideboard.
Definitely wants those
Uh,
in his deck.
He is playing a Kozilek's Return
Okay.
and a
Anger?
no,
No
not
anger?
Tendrils of Agony.
Flame Tendrils.
Yes. Yep. So he's got a couple access to a couple sweepers here. So not really a card you see much, but I mean it is definitely a good one here in this matchup. So pull that up for you guys. So 1 black, devoid. All creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. If a creature would die, exiled. So kind of similar to Anger of the Gods. Just more that -1, -2, -2. It is only going to be good though early on in the game though. And if he does get a few of like the lieutenants out early, it is going to shut these sweepers off. So kind of definitely going to want to keep a hand with a lot of removal. He does also have Liliana, the Last Hope,
Okay.
in the sideboard too, which is definitely pretty good against these small little creature decks if you can get it out early.
If you can get out early, the problem is it's a 3 mana card that does kill 1/1s, 2/1s, kills X1s, but by the time he gets it out, Noah's probably going to have 2/2s, 3/3s, 4/4s out in play.
So Liliana is definitely a lot of powerful 3-drop Lilianas. This one, oddly enough, lately has, I'm looking at a lot of deck lists, has seen more play than of the Veil.
Yeah.
Which is surprising, because I mean Liliana of the Veil is just such a powerful planeswalker.
I think Liliana of the Last Hope is hedging against a lot of the young Pyromancer,
Mhm.
which the other Liliana is not good against, and this Liliana is great against the Lingering Souls.
Yep.
She's excellent against Lingering Souls, while the other one is just like, well, discard Lingering Souls, alright, now die to the 2 tokens.
So humans, not the deck I'm super familiar with, but I know they do play, they're a creature deck. So I mean a lot of their things that they're bringing in here are going to be creature cards, creature answers.
Mhm.
So there's the champion of the parish, so this is definitely the best start he can have here. So if John has a bolt, this is where you're going to want to spend it.
Definitely want to get rid of it before it gets too out of hand.
So there's the 1 mana for a 1/1 whenever you play a human, or whenever a human enters the battlefield, +1/+1 on the champion of the parish. This was a big card in the Innistrad Standard.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so he is lava axing himself again here.
What is he going to do more? He cycled a Street Wraith.
Ooh.
So if he has a Thoughtseize, he can go down to 13.
It is dangerous against the Champion of the Parish here, so we'll see what he's got here. Because, like I said, a lot of his sweepers don't come off till turn 3.
He is going down to 13.
Ooh.
All right. He also likes to live dangerously.
Just has a second champion and some 2-drops and 3-drops, so no second land from Noah Miller here.
So
Most likely taking the champion.
right, it really depends.
But if he does draw second land here, that's a 3/3 Champion of the Parish.
Yeah. So yeah, it's
That's
just
tough.
if John wants
That's
to
tough.
hedge of him not drawing a land, or if he wants to hedge getting the power
What
if he
do
does
you
draw a
take
land.
here, Brent? What are you going for?
I think I probably would have taken the 1-drop
I would have probably taken the
and
champion.
just hope that he never
You have to
draws
play to the
another
cards you
land.
know.
Right.
Attack for 2 here.
But too, if John has maybe he has a Death Shadow in hand, and so if he can,
What is our Death Shadow math right now, Brent?
he's a 2/2, so he would die to the 2/2 champion. But looks like at least another shock land in hand, another fetch land even. Does he have? He doesn't have the Shadow though.
I would say at least one Snapcaster, maybe 2. Let's say possibly. He has 3 blue cards in his hand here.
I think if he has Snapcaster, he's gonna have to trade one off.
That's still good though.
Yeah.
Noah does have the Aether Vial though here, so that's gonna let him start unlocking some of the other cards in his hand here.
Yeah, if he's not gonna draw land, Aether Vial is definitely the card that he wants.
That is the next best thing.
Pretty much.
Not taking the Lieutenant though, kind of surprising here, because now if he has a second land here, that value Lieutenant is going to grow big. But yep, we do see the trade here. See, now that Flying Tendrils would be pretty good here. It's a 1-for-1, not
Right.
great, but. I smell some pizza bread. And it
I do
smells
too.
delicious. If you guys were here, you could smell it too.
If you guys want to join us at Heroes Welcome on Fridays,
5:30.
5:30 Central Time. Are we Central?
We are central.
Okay, cool. 5:30
Right.
Central Time.
So he
In
does
Menominee,
draw
Wisconsin.
the island. So you play the.
So he fetched the island. I think he played the Blood Crypt untapped.
No, Noah drew the.
Oh,
island
Noah
here.
did. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Alright, so he's going to respond here with a bolt.
It's a good response.
So we're going to jam down that Snapcaster here.
I don't know. You might want to save that Snapcaster now that he has value in the graveyard
That is
plus
true.
lands to play it.
Okay, so it looks like he has the Dismember in his hand here too. And at least one Snapcaster. So now this is the point where when you're the Death Shadow player, where you kind of got to manage your life total.
Right.
You're low enough to where your Death Shadows are big, but you don't want to just die to random cards.
Right. He's definitely. He's got to always
Alright.
keep aware of
So he's in the
Mantis
Mantis
Rider
Rider.
being
Yep,
out.
Mantis Rider. So yeah, they're probably going to see a Snap Bolt here. So now he can actually the champion, the Thalia's Descendants say 1/1 base power, right?
Right.
Okay. Ooh. Oh boy. So
I was wondering if he was gonna have another lieutenant or a phantasmal image. If he should have waited till after John tries to bolt or does
Mhm.
something to the Mantis Rider, because now it gives John a response to. Oh, he copied the Mantis Rider. That's probably a better play than what I would have done. That's why I don't play humans. Any sort of aggro tech. Jump block.
alright, so not looking too promising here.
Nope.
Does have that Dismember though. Ooh, and a Fatal Push. That was a good draw. So you can actually play both here. You can play the Fatal Push and the Dismember without taking any damage.
I think I saw another Snapcaster in hand, so he could still. Push
I
Snap
think he wanted to play it there
Push Snap Push.
with the I think I would have cast it there. Just because he does have that Aether Vial
Humans doesn't really play any.
shenanigans.
Yeah. I mean, this is about as shenanigan as you get, but John can still respond.
So you could go fetch the basic Swamp. Puts Revolt on for the
Well, it doesn't even need Revolt for the Fatal Push.
Well, I'm just thinking because he does have a secondary Mana Strider in the hand.
Oh, okay.
I think you just got to cast a Dismember here on the Lieutenant.
I believe Freebooter, if you want to look that one up, I think Freebooter only takes instant or sorceries
so you
or
can
non-land, non-creature. I don't remember which one, but if he it looked like Kite Sail Freebooter.
Kite Sail. I knew it had something before that. So there's the 1/2.
Oh, it is non-creature, non-land.
Yep. So you cannot take the Snapcaster here.
Yeah,
so.
I think he wants to Dismember because now I believe John just has a Snapcaster in hand, which
she can't take.
Freebooter cannot take.
Yep. And there comes the Rider. Puts him down to 1.
Wow.
Alright, so this is rough.
Yeah.
Does have that Snapcaster, so he can draw 2 removal spells here. Do not think he did, though.
This is where you see flying is definitely good against the
ground pounders.
The ground pounders, yeah.
Alright, so we're going to see a game 3 here. So this was a good matchup, interesting matchup.
Right.
I thought. Noah actually played some creatures there.
Yep.
I'd be interested to see if that Thoughtseize taking a different card would have changed the math there.
I am curious.
Like taking the Lieutenant, I think.
Yeah.
I still think I would have been with you though and taken the Champion.
Right. Either the Champion or the Lieutenant. I thought he would have a Death Shadow in hand, and that's why he took the.
I think that was his thought process. Was like if I draw a Death Shadow,
right, or Delphra. That's the
like a Gurmag Angler or something. What is the worst card against me?
Right.
But like it's saying, you got to play the cards on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why I think I would have probably taken the Champion because if he draws a land, that's just what happens.
That's right.
You can't tell what's on the top of your opponent's deck.
And you can't Thoughtseize the top of your deck, as they say too.
Nope.
So
they just lose their top deck.
Yep. And Noah's deck did what Noah's deck does, and especially, and this is why I kind of think Humans has a little bit of over the edge, is pretty much because of the Mantis Riders.
Yep.
Get him down. The Death Shadow gets itself down really low, and then Mantis Riders comes out of nowhere.
I feel like the
for
turning
3.
point for Noah in that game though was drawing that Aether Vial.
Yeah.
It allows you to double spell, which once this deck can start casting creatures and putting cards into play with the Aether Vial, especially like instant speeds, phantasmal images.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just really, really good.
Yeah.
So I think if Noah doesn't draw that, I think John may have game. He didn't have any like big threats though.
No.
He still needs to get a big threat out there. You can have all the removal in the world, but your opponents, if you're not putting any pressure on them, you're going to run out of removal, and they're going to start just winning that battle.
Every top deck for Miller is either a creature or a land.
Yep. So we do have a mulligan here. So John kept 7. Noah coming up with a 6-card hand here.
All right. See if John can actually play a Death Shadow this game.
I know we have not seen the namesake card yet. He's done a good job of getting himself low.
Right.
Looks like he does have a bold. He has that Dismember. He plays 2 Dismembers in the deck.
Okay.
He's had it every game. There is another black card. Either a Thoughtseize or a Gurmag Angler. I cannot quite tell.
I don't think... Oh, Noah must have a land. I didn't see a land in hand, but I saw an Aether Vial, or rather a Noble Hierarch. So he probably has a land.
Now let's see. Alright, so now you can take that that Noble.
I don't know. Is that a Seachrome Coast?
It is a Seachrome Coast. I think you just take the Champion Parish here.
Yeah, I think you definitely just take the Champion this time, yeah.
And then just, like I said, you gotta play the cards that you know.
Yep.
You can't, if Noah draws another land here, yep, and he gets there. So, yep. I mean, that's what you gotta do, though. That's how things go.
I still think taking the Champion is the better call.
Oh, it is. I 100% agree.
Because it's just a bigger threat, and while Noble is acceleration, it's just get rid of the payoffs instead of the guy, especially now they drew the second land anyways.
I mean, now if I'm John, I'm pretty sure he has a Wolf in his hand, so I am 100% bolting that Noble because, I mean, you're still on the mana. I mean, I guess he has the Sequin Coast now, though, so. The game just got a lot harder. That was a good top deck by Noah there.
Absolutely.
So if we had an advantage bar, I feel like it would be slightly favoring humans at this point here.
Correct.
That was a big draw. He has 2 Reflector Mages in his hand, too.
Oof.
I think John's kind of weighing out the decision here. Like, do I bolt this Noble?
And that's the big question. Do you bolt the Noble or do you bolt the payoffs?
I feel like Noah actually knew the Ancient Ziggurat was on top, though. He did scry. I didn't see if he scried to the top or the bottom. So I mean, it is possible that he knew the Ziggurat was coming.
Hmm. I believe he scried to the top, but it's still, you gotta look at that 6-card hand.
Mm-hmm.
See, they have
Before
a Seacrum Coast and a Mana Dork.
Mm-hmm.
And then still like, well, I gotta hope that
I
the
mean,
second land's on
it's
top.
a good hand, though, if you draw
Right.
if you draw a land, which he
Right.
did. So.
Yeah.
I mean, you're on the draw, and you get a scry. So I feel like that was a good keep.
Yeah. I think what kind of hedged a little bit, too, is that he did have the champion in play.
Mm-hmm.
Or champion in hand. So if you,
Yep.
you didn't get Thoughtseize, he's definitely going to play champion turn 1.
Oh, the Grimog Angler. So he chooses between a Thought Scour and a Serum Vision here. Probably taking the Thought Scour.
I would take the Thought Scour.
It's going to field out the Grimog Angler.
Feels, yeah.
Oh, taking the Serum
Okay.
Vision too.
Okay.
You get the card selection versus... If he draws a land, then his Reflector Mages are unlocked here. So
Right.
Reflector Maging a giant
Yeah.
Death Threat is pretty good.
Yeah, he's not really too worried about the Gurmag Angler if John plays it, because he's going to have to delve most of his graveyard or all of his graveyard to play it, and Reflector Mage just nullifies it.
Mm-hmm. John does know about the 2x Reflector Mage here, so. But like I said, you just got to play the cards that you know.
Yep. Draw 1, scry 2.
The Fatal Push and a Inquisition to cancel it.
Okay. Looks like he's keeping
It's also
them both
funny
on
because this
top.
deck plays 1 Fatal Push and he's had it every game.
Should just be called Grixis Fatal Push.
Grixis Fatal Push Dismembered.
Yeah.
And Lightning Bolt.
And Snapcaster, I've seen so many of
You could be
those.
playing Grixis Control.
Almost, yeah. Featuring Temur Battle Rage.
On a Tassiger. The human cards are just so powerful against this deck. That,
Right.
And I feel like this is what, like, for a while, Grixis Death Shadow was really high up there, all the Death Shadow variants, and then I think the humans deck is kind of what pushed it out of favor a little bit.
Yeah, I
Just
think
because
so.
its matchup is really tough.
Right. Well, he's going to hedge on not drawing a land.
Yep.
Does Noah get there? And
Yes,
he does.
No adjustment.
Of course
all
he
the top
does.
decks. So, like we said, you can't play against your opponent's top decks.
Yep.
So looking for a Death Shadow here. But you know the top 2 cards. That's the hard part. You can kind of filter some way with the Thought Scour though. Probably want to take the second Reflector Mage here.
Well, this is tough because you either take a Reflector Mage or you can keep him the Melee Mage, which is just going to name Gurmag Angler anyways, probably at this point.
I feel like you're okay with that though. Because I mean, Gurmag Angler is probably not going to do a lot on this board.
Yeah, well, it's not going to do a lot. Also, you can't cast it now for a couple turns.
Did draw on a Braid here. You know what a Braid kills? Mantis Rider. And Aether Bomb.
And Hollow One.
You are correct. I think about that for a second. It totally does.
Kind of curious what he names with.
Probably
Mage.
the Grimog Angler, it's the only known card.
Right.
I mean, it's possible he could name like a Bolt or something. But I think he's what he's trying to decide here. You name the card you know about, or you name the cards that could potentially make you lose the game?
Well, this is where he's thinking he might just name. He could also just name Lightning Bolt or Fatal Push.
Could we worry about like an Anger of the Gods or something like that
Yes.
too? Like, does my opponent play Anger of the Gods? So John's probably going to fire enough of a Braid here on the Reflector Mage. Yep. And that freebooter just doing what it does and just chipping away at the life total.
Yep.
Hey, look at them helping us out here. All right, there we go.
Oh, thank you.
So it is naming it Death
Good,
Shadow.
good, John.
We appreciate that. So yeah, naming Death Shadow seems like a pretty good name. That's the card that's kind of gonna get him out of this jam here.
Absolutely. I think that's a reasonable name.
So this turn, the Angler is unlocked here.
Yes.
I think he drew the other Dismember. So playing the real big fish.
Kind of strange that Noah Miller named Death Shadow when he has not seen a Death Shadow out of
Maybe
the Death Shadow deck.
We did see one flipped with the Thought Scour, so they are.
Oh,
he does know they are in the deck.
He didn't sideboard him out. That's good, at least.
Nope. Alright, down to 10 here.
Oh boy.
So another name here. So I don't know if he just drew that, but I mean, if he had it before, maybe he was thinking. Well, no, he had to know he was going to play the Angler that turn. So
right.
All right, we're going to see the second name here.
Noah's thinking about it.
It's tough here. I mean, like I said, he could be like, what card beats me? What am I going to name here?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Lightning Bolt is probably the name here. It looks like that's the call. Probably a good call.
Yeah. Thank you, John. Yeah, that's a good call, because then even if like he knows
I think
about
John does have
Snapcasters,
a hand, though, so.
Yeah, with Snapcaster he can't flash back the Lightning Bolt either.
Yep.
Getting aggressive.
I like it. So you're winning the game one way or another here. So
Inquisition. Noah just has a land in hand, so everything is top deck now.
oof.
There's that Mantis Rider. Yikes.
That was a nice draw. Noah has had some savage draws.
He's had some pretty good draws. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage.
And dismembering a Mantis Rider does not feel very good.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, it's good in the long run. You net yourself 2 life points here over the 2-turn clock, but I mean,
Right.
it's still rough. Going to 6, and you take 5, so you go to 1. Oof. And your Death Shadow's on lock. I feel like the attack was probably incorrect there.
From John?
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
I don't know if he wins the game by not attacking. I mean, but
Well, yeah.
it does. He was not going to attack with the mages then. So he is going to dismember here. Himself down to 6. Probably, I think he has a Fatal Push. So he's going to Fatal Push the Meddling Mage, probably naming Lightning Bolt. He does have that Snapcaster.
No, he's thinking about it.
This is tough here.
I almost think maybe the freebooter, get back your Serum Visions, and then you have...
So he's going to go 3.
You'll have ground blockers.
Yep. Now he's going to draw a Death Shadow.
Yep.
Let's see what we got here.
Woofda. It's not going to show anybody.
Oh, come on. It's no fun. He's still alive here. Still alive. No, see if we can keep up with the Savage top decks here.
Looks like a spell.
The
Bugler. The Militia Bugler.
Bugle some creatures here.
Is that a rooster?
It was. I'm glad you caught that. It was my sad attempt at a bugle.
Okay.
Speaking of which, bugles sound really good right now.
Yep.
Are you a bugles fan?
I like bugles. Yeah, I like the nacho cheese ones.
The best is putting them on your fingers. So you
Oh,
look
yeah,
like
you
a
look like-
witch.
Wish.
All right, so I believe you took a reflector major. All right, and the jam. Puts them down to 2.
Oh boy. What you got, John?
2 Death Shadows.
Oh no.
Looks like at least 1 land. He did draw.
Oh,
Death
he
Shadow.
did draw a Death Shadow. Oh boy.
All right, so yeah, the Trinity was trying to decide what to block with.
Yep.
He did draw the shadow there. So, all right, so Noah Miller does take it in 3 here. So that went about how we thought it went. Real close.
Yep.
It's just they have that little bit of disruption with the Reflector Mage and the Freebooter. Just was enough to kind of push him over the finish line there.
And
so.
the Mantis Rider always just with haste and chipping away for 3 when you're
The
already
fact,
at
the
10.
fact that it can attack
8,
and
7
block
life.
is really, really good.
Yeah.
Here, so. Yeah, we will be back for round number 3 here from Heroes Welcome in Menominee, Wisconsin shortly.
Get some pizza.
Yes, I will definitely be eating some pizza. All right, welcome back, guys. Here we are for round number 3. Have some Titan Shift versus some Galactic Company, most likely Druid Company from the looks of the Heritage Druid on turn 2 here. Get this window figured out here for you guys. So some green, red. Green, red. There we go.
You gotta. Never mind. Sorry. How are you doing, folks? If anybody's in the chat, feel free to speak up, say anything. Tell us your favorite pizza. Tell us your favorite story. Let us know
Tell Brent how awesome he is.
Let us know how good we're doing. Let us know how bad we're doing. Your favorite teacher in high school.
Yeah, Dex, you'd like to see favorite teacher in high school. I like that. Any decks you'd like to see featured, if we can get them on camera for you guys here. Definitely, like hanging out. So, oh wait, looks like we have a turn 3 combo here.
Oh, that was a good game.
So yeah, we're gonna kind of go over the combo with you guys here since you don't really get to see it.
Yeah.
So what the deck does is it plays Devoted Druid. Kind of fill some time here for you guys. That was a quick game. So Devoted Druid. Get my menus here. So Devoted Druid is 1 and a green for 0/2. Taps for a green mana, and you can put a -1/-1 counter on Devoted Druid and untap it. Okay?
Yep.
Pretty simple. Pretty low power level creature.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you add... There's a card that was printed recently. Vizier of Remedies. So if 1 or more -1/-1 counters will be placed on a creature, that many -1/-1 counters, -1 are put on it. So, with a Devoted Druid, so every time you tap it for mana, you can untap it by putting a -1/-1 counter on it.
But -1/-1. -1 is 0. Crazy enough.
Yes. So that means you can do this not really infinite, because we don't like to use the word infinite, even though everyone does.
It's
an arbitrarily large amount of times. So pick a number, Brent.
59 million.
Okay. 59 million. So he's going to make 59 million green mana.
Specifically green.
Yep. So what he did was then, there are a number of ways to get to this. You can use Card Calling. You can just have the Walking Ballista in hand, which we'll get to in a second. But what Michael used here was the Duskwatch Recruiter. So with all that mana, he paid a 2 and a green to look at the top 3 cards of his library until he found the Walking Ballista.
He has 59 million green floating, so he's just going to use all that to look for the Walking Ballista.
Which is the kill here, is the Walking Ballista. So you can pay XX, and he can do that, a million times and kill Tyler. So that's the combo. So let's see if we have a little bit more of a game here. It was good for Michael, if you're a big fan of this deck. I mean, that's what the deck wants to do. So yeah, let's see how it goes here. Both players kind of don't do a lot of interacting with each other.
Right. So I think with both very linear, well, not very linear, but mostly linear combo decks, Galactic Company version is definitely a lot better. It's quicker, as you can see. Just at turn 3, I win, while Titan Shift takes a turn 4.
I probably win on that turn 4 if they're really
turn
good hand.
5, yeah. So it's usually a turn and a half slower than the Galactic Company deck.
We definitely apologize if we are making a little extra noise here. We're enjoying some pizza, which you could have if you would join us here on Friday night. Delicious pizza. We kind of got it in a little bit late. We didn't get one of my favorites just because we were helping you guys enjoy some Magic here, but we still got some pizza. There's plenty left out there. So he did have the Bolt here for the Druid.
That's pretty good.
It plays one of my favorite creatures of all time.
Yeah. Eternal Witness to bring back the Devoted Druid.
So the Eternal Witness. The 1 and 2 green. When Eternal Witness enters the battlefield, you may return target card from your graveyard to your hand. One of the first decks I ever played was a black-green deck. And I played Eternal Witnesses with Cranial Extraction. I pulled 1 Cranial Extraction. And I wanted to play it over and over and over because I thought the card was just ridiculous. So, well, I don't want to spend $20 a piece on Cranial Extractions. So I'm going to play a bunch of Eternal Witnesses and get back my 1 Cranial Extraction.
That makes a lot more sense.
You have to draw the Cranial Extraction, but boy, if I ever do.
Boy, howdy.
Yeah,
You're just going to keep playing it.
Yep. 7 mana, you watch out.
Watch out. So what is that enchantment over on Tyler's side?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. So it is a Kahalni Heart Expedition. Pull it up for you guys here. So 1 in a green, enchantment with landfall. So whenever you play a land or land into the battlefield with a fetch land, you put a expedition counter.
A quest counter.
Quest counter. And it has a special name to it. It has 3 or more quest counters. You can search your library for up to 2 basic lands and put them in the battlefield tapped. So he does have the 3 here, so he's very close to actually being able to kill Michael here.
It looks like he has 2 of the lands out. Or not,
Valakut.
Not. He has 2 of the molten.
Yeah, Valakut.
Valakut, yeah.
The Molten Pinnacle. We'll kind of go through how the Escape Ship deck kills since we showed the other deck here. Because I have a feeling we're going to be seeing it here shortly. So Valakut, the Molten Pinnacle. So how this deck kills is either with Escape Shift or with a Primeval Titan. It goes through, and with Valakut, the Molten Pinnacle, whenever a mountain enters the battlefield, under your control, if you control at least 5 other mountains, it does 3 damage, so it's a lightning bolt.
Yeah, pretty much.
How the Escape Shift version works is you sacrifice 6 or 7 lands. So we'll grab Escape Shift up here for you guys. The reason the deck is called Titan Shift is because it kills with either a Primeval Titan or a Escape Shift. This card was just recently printed here.
It reprinted.
Yes. So sacrifice any number of lands, search your library for that many land cards, and put them on the battlefield tapped. So you would go through and you would grab the Valakut and 6 mountains. So the 7 lands here, which is what he just did. So now when those mountain comes into play, they all see each other at the same time. So you would control the mountains, and it would deal 6 times 3, so 6 different triggers of 3 damage, which would deal 18. Michael was at 16.
Yep. And in modern,
2 goes to Tyler here.
In modern, it's very rare that your opponent is over 18 life.
Yep. So usually they kind of help you along the way here.
Right.
So a lot of times you'll see players, I mean, not as much with this deck, just because this deck plays bolts and it's kind of a little bit faster of a kill. But with like the old Rugscape Shift, or Teamer technically now we'll call it,
Yeah.
you would kind of want to leave your life total a little bit high. You didn't want to drop below that magic number of 18 because
Right.
that bought you that extra turn.
Yep.
But with this version, a lot of times, I mean, they can kill you from 20.
Right.
They have so many ways to search for lands. They have explorers, they have Farseeks, the search for tomorrows, the expeditions, the all that. I mean, yeah, they can definitely kill you quick.
Yep. Yep. As you can see, that both just combo decks.
Like I said,
2 ships sailing in the night.
Yeah. We did see a bolt though on the Devoted Druid, so I mean there was a cannon fire.
They're
trying to sneak past each other in the night, and it did not work.
Looks like 2 mulligans going on here.
Alright. I think Michael just needs to try to have that turn 2 Devoted Druid into the turn 3 Vizier.
And Tyler just needs that lightning bolt.
Yep. That's the thing about the deck, is it's kind of a glass cannon. It's super powerful, but I mean it can definitely just
Which one?
The Collected Company deck.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
The
absolutely.
Valakut deck takes a little bit longer to set up.
Takes longer to set up, but it's harder to disturb.
It is.
There's not...
Whereas this one, like I feel like you can be riding your Michael Hung and somebody just jams a stick in the spokes
Right.
and just fly over the handlebars, which is kind of what happened last game. And then Tyler was able to kind of cruise by him here. So I think both players keep on 6. Like at least Tyler scried to the top. I didn't see what Michael did with his scry.
I believe he topped it too. I don't remember.
All right, so there's land. All right, Tide
Ooh,
Hollow
Tide
Scholar.
Scholar. That's a good one.
So pull that one up for you here, guys. It's probably not a very well-known card. So black and white for a 2/2 artifact creature.
Mm-hmm.
When it enters the battlefield, your opponent reveals their hand, and you can choose a non-land card from it and exile that card. And then when the Tide Hollow Scholar would leave play, they get that card back. So it looks like he did take a Farseek, I believe. There's a promo Farseek. And then Tyler played a Prismatic Omen. So this helps kind of speed up the clock here. My spelling is atrocious, I apologize. So the Prismatic Omen, lands you control are every basic land type.
That means that Valakut is now a mountain.
So you get a mountain, and you get a mountain, and you get a mountain. Everyone gets a mountain.
Only I get a mountain. The opponent doesn't get a mountain.
Yeah. So all of his lands are mountains, which means now he can kill, instead of that, I think we talked about that 7 being the magic number, he can now kill on 6.
Yep.
Because the Valakuts themselves are mountains. So if he casts that escape shift, he can go grab 4 Valakuts and 2 mountains.
And it does.
How much damage is that, Brent? How much damage is that?
Less than 59 million, but pretty gosh darn close.
It is. It is. I'm interested to see if Michael. Speaking of 59 million, I'm interested to see if Michael does have the life gain package with the Kitchen Finks, Viscera Seer kind of shenanigans, because that is a way where Titan Shift can deal a lot of damage.
Yeah.
They cannot deal that much. I mean, it's probably in the hundreds.
It's probably in the
damage,
hundreds, but if you have infinite life, they can't do infinite damage.
Yes. He does have a Kitchen Finks, and so yeah, I'm guessing he does have the combo in there with the Kitchen Finks. They typically play that combo as well. Okay, so there's the Prime Optimus Prime Titan, I believe. No, that's Escape Shift. It is the Escape Shift. I apologize, it's not a Primeval Titan. It's kind of in the glare there. So he is doing it on 6 here. So we have the mountains. So Valakut. We have a fetch here. We have a response here. We have a response. Is he going to try to combo him in response here?
There's a bunch of triggers on the stack now.
Yep, so we have You Are Dead.
So he's going to cord for 1, probably for the Viscera Seer. Does he have, what is, I'm not sure what that card next to.
Oof. That,
wow. Is that that's the angel that gives hexproof?
Yes.
Or gives you hexproof?
Yeah, so Shalai, Voice of Plenty.
Well then.
That was pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. You, planeswalkers you control, and other creatures you control have hexproof. So now the triggers go on the stack from the Valakut. And Shalai comes into play and says, what are you going to do with all these triggers? You can't target me.
Well, the triggers are not mandatory.
Mm-hmm.
So he is
exactly.
He is going to target him. They're all going to fizzle. But then it looks like Tyler said, well, I lose.
Yeah. I mean, we'll definitely get some confirmation to be sure here, but most likely that's what happened.
Yeah.
Is you got the Shalai, you couldn't kill him. Like I said, we'll get some confirmation, but I'm 99% sure that's what happened there.
I think so.
So yeah, those were some quick games. I figured they'd be a little bit more interactive, but apparently not. So yeah, we will see you guys back here for round number 4. Maybe see if we can get a match moved over, but otherwise we'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, so we're able to move a match over here for you guys.
Oh, we're still in round 3.
From Heroes Welcome in.
Menominee, Wisconsin, USA, Earth. Milky Way.
Looks like we got Noah again on $5 humans versus Noel Wielden on goblins. So Noah looks like he took the first game before we moved him over here. So a lot of little creatures punching each other in the face on the ground.
Yep, pretty much.
And then some big creatures flying over.
Yeah.
The Thalia here, though, really good against the goblins here. You know why Thalia is really good against the goblins?
First strike.
Yes. I say definitely not because of her making non-creature spells cost more. It's the fact that she has first strike. It has 2 power.
A lot of goblins. A lot of the goblins
How much
are 1/1s
toughness
or 2/1s.
does a goblin pile ever have?
It has 2 toughness.
It does. It does.
So no matter what his power is, Thalia just pokes in and dies. Yep. And it does play a little bit if Noel plays Goblin Grenades. It costs a little bit more, but yeah, it's mostly the first strike, which is the more dangerous part.
So we got a Bushwhacker here.
Bringing Noah down to 12.
Those ancient ziggurats. Takes a point off of that. For the Reflector Mage on, I think that's a Raging Goblin. I want to say it was one with like the shovel. I am now curious. Not sure. I'm not a big efficient in the Goblin, but I want to say that was a Raging Goblin.
Reflector Mage on Raging Goblin isn't the best play you can do, but it still gets the body out.
I could 100% be totally wrong, but I want to say it was a Raging Goblin. Obviously not this arc, but...
If anybody in chat wants to discuss their favorite goblin,
or tell us that was not a Raging Goblin,
or tell us,
I believe that is a.
Is that a Tarfire? No, it can't be a Tarfire.
Oh, it was a Smash to Smithereens.
Smash. Okay, yep. He's taking the 2 damage.
Yep.
As you can see, we're professional Magic players here, and know what
Smash
every card
Smithereens
does.
is 3 damage.
Is it 3?
I'm fairly certain. I'll pull that up for you guys. So yes, destroy target artifact, Smash to Smithereens deals 3 damage.
I think I was thinking of Destructive Revelry does 2.
Yes.
But yes, this one does 3.
So she does have the other of the 8 whacks, the Reckless Bushwhacker in her hand.
Yep.
The one with the Surge. Not a mechanic I'm familiar with. Didn't really play with Surge around.
Not Surge isn't something I really saw that much, or you played that much rather.
And there's a lot of cards with Reckless in the beginning.
Yeah.
A lot more than I thought. So yeah, Reckless Bushwhacker. So when Reckless Bushwhacker enters the battlefield, if its Surge cost was paid, other your creatures get +1/+0 and gain haste. So Surges, you can cast the spell for its Surge cost, so the 2 mana. If you are a teammate,
teammate,
cast another spell this turn.
Ooh, the old.
This is when they're really promoting the team formats.
Yeah, Commander, 2-headed giant.
Yep. Now, does that count if you're playing Team Unified Modern?
No.
And you're sitting next to me and you play it. Doesn't count it?
No.
Okay, all right.
Oh,
You're
that's pretty great.
You're my
That
teammate.
That is true, but it's not exactly true.
Alright, so attack for 4 here.
Noel's at a pretty healthy life total where this attack doesn't really mean
So
much.
Phantasmal Image on the Reflector Mage. So
Reflecting.
humans doing humany things.
Yep.
Controlling the board. Kind of playing that tempo game, which they're very, very good at. we have a Boros Legionnaire, I believe is that card. Oh, Goblin Legionnaire.
Goblin Legionnaire, yes. It has Battalion.
Let's see, I knew it had a Legionnaire in its name. That is
No, you have the wrong one up.
Oh.
It is not Goblin Legionnaire. It
it's
might be
a
Boros.
Legionnaire.
I think it is Boros Legionnaire. I don't think it's Boros Legionnaire. Someone in chat, if you want to help us, because we're dumb.
Well, I know what it does. It has the battle cry, and cannot be blocked by creature tokens.
Correct. It also gives them creatures you control first strike.
Yes. Legionnaire.
Wait, loyal Legionnaire or Legion Loyalist?
No, I don't think that's it. Let's see if you were right. Oh, you were right. Legion Loyalist.
There we go.
There was a Legion in the name
Yes.
somewhere.
You are absolutely right.
Alright, so there's 1 mana for a 1/1 with haste. Battalion. Brent, what does Battalion? What triggers Battalion?
If you're attacking with 3 or more creatures.
There you go. So
And I did that without
Legion,
looking at the screen.
Legion Loyalist and at least 2 other creatures, so yes, the 3 creatures, attack your creature control, gain first strike and trample,
Oh, and trample, okay.
and cannot be blocked by creature tokens. So if you're bringing in your token deck, don't go against this guy. Saprolings, squirrels. All of the ancient Ziggurats. There's the lieutenant, gonna buff the team here.
It's pretty good, especially making the Thalia 3/2 just makes it harder for any of the goblins to punch through.
Yep, and he's just kind of using that Thalia as a wall here. And so our cards are unlocked from the Reflector Mage here.
I don't think she really has that many good plays to do right now, though.
There's the Legion Loyalist, right?
Right.
She can surge. Oh, that's already in play. I was gonna say she could surge out the. There was at 3 here. Could say jam the team here.
Alright. We all get +1/+0 in haste.
And
And I guess that was enough.
Alright.
So Noelle takes game number 2, and they're going to a game number 3.
Well, it's good here. I'm glad we didn't just jump over to just humans just punching goblins in the face.
Yeah.
So, what was the key card he did not draw there?
Probably the Mantis Rider.
Yes. Mantis Rider really, really good against creatures attacking on the ground because
Yes.
you can block and attack together here.
Yep.
So. Really like the playmat that Noelle has. As we were talking about Eternal Witness last round, pretty jealous of the playmat.
Kind of a flavor fail using an Internal Witness in your goblin deck. She is not a goblin. It's not. No, she's a human, isn't she?
I believe she's a human shaman.
Human shaman.
Illustrated by, I believe, Therese Nielsen.
She does some good stuff.
Yes.
If there's anybody in chat, you want to tell us your favorite Magic the Gathering artist?
Or card.
Or card? Or maybe your favorite art? Maybe Leonardo da Vinci is your favorite artist. Just give us a name. Got some bolts, got some wax, got some goblins. Looks like a red deck. Noah's, I see a Reflector Mage, and there's a Cavern of Souls, presumably naming human, to play a Champion of the Parish.
And...
Oh, is that the Foundry Street Denizen?
yes. For some reason, I was going to call it a Frenzied Goblin.
Frenzied Goblin. Was that a gut shot?
I want to say yes.
That was a gut shot. Wow. All
I
right.
like it. I like it. I always get people with the gut shot.
They never expect the.
I'm going to go to
Gut
one.
shot.
I gut shot you.
Yeah. I'm gonna play my 1/1. I'm gonna gut shot it. Supposing the deck full of X1s, gut shot is a pretty good removal spell.
So you know what's probably going to spend the bolt here on the Champion of the Parish.
It starts off with Goblin Guide, who is also a goblin in the Goblin deck.
Jam. Announces her trigger. Shows a Thalia's Lieutenant on the top. Goes a 16 here. I think she's trying to. I would fire that bolt off at the Champion, yeah.
Definitely want to get rid of that before it gets too big and too out of control.
Especially with the Thalia's Lieutenant on top.
Right.
I like the way she did it, though. Kind of got that information.
Yes.
Alright, Reflector Mage on the Goblin Guide. So, Reflector Mage, banned in Standard. So good.
Right.
It was banned in Standard.
Yep.
Showing its power here in the human deck. That's the main reason I want to play humans, is for Reflector Mage and Meddling Mage. Just those two cards.
And Kitesail Freebooter?
No, just those two
No?
cards. I mean, Kitesail Freebird is good, but
Here's the information.
I love me some Meddling Mage.
I love me some Meddling Mage. Love me some Chris Bakula.
Then another gut shot.
I don't know.
I feel like it is. And if it is, it's great. Looks like a red card to me, but ooh, double Goblin Guide here this turn.
Gutshot's not really that good against Goblin Guide.
You know what's good against Goblin Guide though? 2 gut shots.
Oh boy. Take 4 damage, not to take 2.
And the second Goblin Guide. Now, if she had a Bushwhacker here, it'd be really good.
I believe she does.
Oof.
Boom.
Oof.
Oofta.
Alright. So the big Goblin Fist here.
What is it, attack for 8 then?
Yes, I believe so. No real profitable blocks here, and you can definitely chump. It does have a, is it Static Caster in his hand, though?
Okay.
Showing the Bugler. The Rooster Man, if you would, last time. Since you made fun of my bugle.
And if he has the
Pretty sure I saw Static Caster.
Static Caster, play it. You can't block right now. You don't want it to die, but definitely can kill the Bushwhacker.
Yep. Goblins is tough to play against. The fact that you can give all your creatures haste.
Right.
I mean, not that the guys needed haste, but the fact that you can just jam out some goblins and then the Bushwhacker gives them haste.
You know, innocuous 1/1s and 1/2s get a lot better when you give them +1/+1 with all the 8 whack, or the whack creatures.
The wacky creatures.
The wacky malacky.
There's that Static Caster. And yep, I shoot the Bushwhacker. So he's still going to take 6 here.
Big ton of damage, but what's nice about the Static Caster, it's also an 0/3 wall.
Yep.
And now those...
We've got an 0/3 and a 2/3 here. I mean, it's a pretty good wall against some 2/2s. And he does have the Bugler to kind of refuel the hand here.
Also is a 2/3, a good blocker.
Oh, Lieutenant, that's good. We didn't know that was coming, so... You get a 1/1 counter, and you get a 1/1 counter.
And you get a 1/1.
Oh, now we have a 1/4.
Oh, 1/4 Static Caster.
It is an 0/3, but it is not a wall.
It is not a wall, so get frisky and it can attack now.
Yeah. I don't know how good that attack is, but...
Right now it's not good, but maybe down the line it will be.
Could get an attack for 4 here.
Oh, the Exalted trigger, yeah. Putting Noelle down to 9, I believe.
Even a Bushwhacker out the top isn't great here.
Not anymore. That Valley's Lieutenant was definitely a good play, good draw.
I say humans very good at mucking up the ground. Drew a red card. I'm not entirely sure what it was. Could have been a goblin grenade. Probably one of the newer goblin grenades.
Yes, it could have been. Not exactly sure. She's definitely in the tank right now, though.
I believe goblin grenade is a sorcery.
I believe you are right.
I have lost to some goblin grenades before. It does not feel good. I believe that's the card in her hand. Yeah, additional cost to cast a goblin grenade, sacrifice a goblin, does 5 damage to target creature or player.
5 damage is a hunk of change.
Ooh, did he just get 2 lands off those?
He did. She attacked with both the goblins, and Noah got 2 lands off of it.
I mean, kind of hoping, I guess, here, she's kind of hoping he did. Well, if he doesn't block, he's dead. But, I mean, there's no reason for him not to block.
Right.
Oof, and that got shot.
Oh. So,
contrary to popular belief, Brent, that was good against an X2.
well, when you have other ways of doing damage, so now what he did was he gut shot the 1.
Yep.
And the Electromancer, or the Staticaster rather, does 1 damage to a creature and each creature with the same name.
Yep.
So
pull it up here for you guys.
So now it killed the 1, and although he lost his 1/2 Noble Hierarch, it did the extra damage to the other one,
Yep.
clearing the board.
That was a pretty good turn.
Yeah.
Now she has that goblin guy. Does not have a goblin to sack to it, or the goblin grenade.
Another lieutenant.
I think this is it here. 'Cause that's 2, 5, 7. Pretty close here. Pretty close to lethal. I think Noah's trying to think of how do I die here. Nice little safe attack for 4/6, but down to 3, I believe.
Thinking of attacking with the Izzet Staticaster. It is now a 2/5.
What a weird game. Coming in tonight, did you think you were going to see a 2/5 Izzet Staticaster?
No, I did not.
Yep, she did have that goblin grenade.
Yep, 2 lands in hand. I believe Noah got it.
Yep. Alright, so Noah with the second win there. And yeah, we'll be back probably pretty shortly here, guys. The next round should be starting soon.
For round 4, Heroes Welcome, Menominee, Wisconsin.
USA, Earth, Milky Way
Milky
Galaxy.
Way.
Alright, so here we are back for round number 4. This is our 3L bracket.
Oh.
So we have Collecting Company with 1L. Fix that here for you guys quick. And versus the 5-color humans. So human, quite a good showing tonight. Obviously, that's why it's one of the best decks in the format.
Yep.
If not the best deck. Recently, I want to say at the Star City Open they had last weekend, they had 23 humans decks.
Yeah, it's...
Make it to day 2.
Make it to day 2, yeah.
You know what the next number down was, Brent?
It was like 10 or something.
Yeah, it was like 9.
Yeah.
You know what it was? Burn.
Oh, burn, that's right.
So a little more interaction here. Doesn't have really a way to kill creatures. Yeah, there we go. He can interact with the combo at the instant speed, like the spells, but not with the... We're just going to leave that up here because I'm pretty sure the game's over. So he has infinite green mana, which he's going to then use to Fiend Hunter the Kitesail Freebooter to get the Chord of Calling back.
Oh my goodness. And then use the Chord of Calling to get the...
That is awesome. That was pretty spicy.
Well, just like the company again,
Fiend
doing what it
Hunter,
does.
Fiend Hunter to get the Chord of Calling,
Yep.
the Chord of Calling for my Duskwatch Recruiter to go get my Walking Ballista.
Yep. And again, just collect a company if it has no... If your opponent doesn't have any interaction, or if it has even a little interaction, it can still just win out of nowhere.
See, this is another deck that I really, really like the Toolbox creature kind of decks.
Mm-hmm.
But it is that if they have the removal at the right time, the right kind of removal, like your whole deck kind of just falls apart. That's the hard time I have with this deck. Alright, so they're going to go to the sideboard here.
If there's anybody in chat, you should tell us what your favorite deck is. Favorite card? Favorite planet? Favorite letter on a keyboard?
I think my favorite planet is actually Saturn.
And why is that?
Just the rings around Saturn look really cool. It's different. It looks different than the rest of the planets.
If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it.
Oof. I did.
Okay. What is your all-time favorite deck, Bob?
Like all-time, any format?
All-time, sure, any format.
Vintage Control Slaver.
Okay. An oldie but a goodie.
Second only to Confidant Tendrils.
Yes.
Just there's something about Goblin Welder turning your Mox into a Mindslaver, or into a Triskelion, or one of my favorite cards ever, Sundering Titan.
I'm just wiping all their dual lands.
Then you can weld it out.
Yeah.
You hit more of their lands.
Yep. Weld it out, weld it back in. I forgot about Goblin Welder. That would have been good in the Goblin deck, I think.
Too bad it's not Modern Legion.
Nope. It looks like
Meddling Mage here.
humans doing what humans does, and Meddling
Most
Mage.
likely naming a Devoted Druid or
Probably.
a Vizier of Remedies.
Probably the Devoted Druid. Just so they don't get the extra mana. The two
I
one
feel like-
off
I
the one
actually
guy
feel
doesn't
like-
really.
I actually am going to disagree with you there.
Okay.
I feel like you'd want to name the Vizier because it's part of the secondary combo.
Right.
Because they can use the Kitchen Finks and the Viscera Seeker for the infinite life.
Yeah. I suppose you're right. Okay, so Freebooter has the new text, unlike the...
You know what I'm saying? Although, where you would exile a card anyways.
Yeah. So this one, he's able to exile or kill the Freebooter. He still gets to look at his hand, but now he doesn't get a card because the Freebooter is no longer on the table.
Mm-hmm.
The old text, when we saw from the $10 Scholar, I believe it was last round,
Mm-hmm.
if you were to do that with the $10 Scholar, you would still get the card, and the card would be exiled forever. So Wizards had to figure out a way around those shenanigans. So Michael's got
Maelstrom Pulse.
Maelstrom Pulse is
Champions
pretty
Edge.
good, but it looks like he just has two lands left in his hands. Oh, and a mystery card too.
Could be anything.
Could even be a boat.
Trying to see what's in his hand. Drawing a card here, so nothing good. Like some lands, and I think
I see another Horizon Canopy in hand. He might just cycle that one
Yep.
too. It looks like that's what he does.
ooh, another Horizon Canopy.
Well then.
He's gonna respond. An Abrupt Decay.
Alright. So it's coming to play, probably copy a
Pick-
Noble
pick
Hierarch.
a mana guy.
Yeah.
Pick a 0/1. Build your own 0/1.
Oh, he's using the,
The old tertiary win condition.
yep. What is that land? The,
Gavany Township.
Gavany Township, yes. Using that and just gonna start pumping up his own guys.
There's a land from Innistrad. A white and a green, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. So the deck plays a lot of 0/1s, a lot of just small, kind of nonsense creatures, and that's a way to kind of leverage that advantage.
Reflector Mage gets rid of the Noble Hierarch. Not the best thing you can do, but it still gets a body out and can't play the Noble this turn, which is kind of annoying with the Gavany Township out. He can't get extra counters back on it.
Mm-hmm.
Fiend Hunter.
And the Vizier.
Vizier, alright.
But then they got shots again.
Yeah, like you're saying, it's a lot of 0-1s,
Yep, and gut shot.
2-1s,
Yep.
and just get rid of the combo piece.
I feel like gut shot is very well positioned right now.
Right, yeah. In the decks that it's good against, it's good against them.
There's that Noble we know about.
Curious, Paladin's not here anymore. Should be. What says Cypher's not currently council?
What is that card in the middle of his hand? Is that a Reclamation Sage?
I don't know.
Trying to figure what the other card in his hand is.
Noah?
Yes.
Well, obviously it wasn't Michael because now he is empty-handed.
He is hellbent, as we would say in the
He is definitely
Ravnica block.
heck bent.
I think it is a Reflector, Reclamation Sage.
Alright.
He's flicking it around a lot. I can't really tell. Cavern naming most likely human. There it is. That just incremental damage here with the Gavany.
Yep. Keep pumping up his little mana dorks. Looks like a Court of Calling.
Oh,
Oh,
a giant walking
Walking
Ballista.
Ballista. Well, it's a good thing you didn't play
For
that
4.
Reclamation Sage, because now it has a target.
Yes.
Though,
Not a great target, but a
all
target.
that's going to happen is just going to clear his board.
Yep.
Oh boy.
I know you kind of were just choosing when you want them to clear the board.
Mm-hmm. Noah's not had the nut draws like he's had some
No.
other games. Definitely not doing so well with his draws this time.
Oh, and poke, poke, poke. They'll poke in the eye. And another Gavany Township activation here should be enough to kill him.
Just about.
Yep.
There we go.
Yeah, and that was the
Oh,
Rex
that's
Sage.
Rex Sage, yeah.
Alright.
Michael gets the 2-0.
So, Michael Sparks taking it down in 2 against humans there.
Absolutely.
He went with the combo route, and he
Yeah.
went with the attrition route.
Yep.
So just showing kind of how versatile the deck is. It has that main combo with the infinite mana. It has the life gain. It also with the Shalai actually can do like infinite damage, I guess, through combat. Because Shalai has 4 and 2 green. Creatures you control get +1/+1. Or put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control.
Okay.
So you actually can, through combat, then
Do
deal
infinite
damage.
quote-unquote damage.
Yes.
Alright.
Yeah, that's kind of the plan D
Plan D, yeah.
of use a Gavany Township and pump up all your mana dorks.
Yeah. But sometimes it gets you there.
Yeah.
As you just saw.
Alright, so yeah, we're going to see if we can get another game moved over, guys. Otherwise, it's been fun hanging out with you. Hope to see you guys down here on Friday. And yeah, like I said, we'll either be back or we will be done for the night. So thanks, guys. All right, I walked out and we were able to get a game moved over for you guys here. So we're gonna catch Game 3 of Grixis Death Shadow.
He still says death.
It is death. It's a slow death. Grixis Death Shadow against some Ponza, some green-red land destruction. I was just talking to him out there, and it looks like John had lost game 2 to a triple lightning bolt.
Okay. John wants to get down to 9 life, and Gary says, "I'm can't pull you from 9 life then."
He was locked out under a blood moon though.
Oh.
So yeah, I feel like that's kind of the play for Gary here. Is he kind of wants to just get that blood moon as quick as possible, and John just needs to try to hit the 2 basic lands in his deck.
Yeah. At Grixis Death Shadow, although it's red, it's primarily a blue and black deck.
John does have the Thought Seed, so he's pretty much just gonna come out of the gates here and try to get the blood moons out of his hand.
Two playmats almost look like they
I was just thinking
go
that.
together. That actually looks pretty cool.
I think his only land is a Watery Grave.
Oh boy. Okay.
So if Gary keeps double blood moon,
Yeah. Well, he's going. I think Gary's going down to 5 now. It's never where you want to be against the Thoughtseize deck.
no, potentially starting at 4.
Well, here we go.
All right, John starting at a virtual 16-year-old, 14. See if this will change the. Nope, there's another Serum Vision. I feel like you gotta lead on Thoughtseize here.
He's not going to really do anything turn 1. I'd almost think I'd want to just play the Serum Visions.
Okay, I think you're right. I guess you're right. He can't
he's-
turn 1 blood moon.
Right. Unless Gary has some spirit guide shenanigans, which I don't believe he's doing.
Of course, does he have the Utopia Sprawl here is the question. Nope. Going to get the non-basic land here. Interesting.
Well, if he has the Mana Dork and then a Blood Moon next turn,
I guess that's true. That's true.
that he needs the red for it, so...
Does he have the Arbor Elf? He does. Do the Steam Vents. Now, do you bolt the Arbor Elf? Is there a run where you bolt the Arbor Elf?
Probably about every time. But if he has the Thoughtseize, I think if you have a Thoughtseize and Bolt, you're probably going to lead on Thoughtseize.
Yep.
Because
kind of see what he has, see what if you need to bolt that or if you
and
can't.
against Ponza, they have Mana Dorks and then like Inferno Titans.
Yep.
So your bolts are probably always going to go after the Mana Dork anyways.
Yep.
So you probably do just bolt the Arbor Elf here. Bzzzt.
Yep. Oh, weak lightning bolt.
Bzzzt.
That was much better. And looks like he has a Molten Rain and a Utopia Sprawl.
All right. Well, yeah.
I feel like the Molten Rain is probably the correct choice. I was for a second I was thinking maybe take Utopia Sprawl, but I mean it doesn't matter if he can't do anything with his lands.
Right.
Gary going to get the forest first smartly. Because if you have a Utopia Sprawl on a Stomping Ground and you play a Blood Moon,
Yeah.
it's
The
not good.
Utopia Sprawl actually says enchant forest specifically. So if you have a Blood Moon out, your dual land is no longer a forest, it is now just a mountain.
Yep. So a little known fact. So land destruction pretty good against the deck that plays 6 basic lands. No, 7 basic lands. Or 7 land.
I would say they play.
7 lands in
They
total.
only play like 2 basic lands
Yeah.
or something like that. But yeah, the Grixis Death Shadow does not play that many lands in general.
Yeah, I see a Death Shadow of John here.
He actually is playing Death Shadow in his deck. That's pretty good.
Playing that bobble into. Ooh, a Death
A
Shadow.
1/1 Death Shadow. Here we go.
Sack the bobble here.
He's probably gonna do it on upkeep, so then he knows what he's drawing, and then John will draw a card at his upkeep rather.
Yep. Bloodbraid. Oh, Chandra.
Okay. He uses the minus ability, I believe, to do 4 damage to the Death Shadow.
Pretty good.
Definitely want to get rid of that before it gets to the point where you can't do that.
Not sure, but I think John missed his bobble trigger.
I believe you are correct.
Oh, gets the Blood Moon. That was pretty good.
Yeah. I think, but like I said, I think Gary playing the Chandra there is more important than playing the Blood Moon at
Yep.
that time.
That Chandra might run away with the game here. Needs to deal some damage to the Chandra here.
Oh, another Death Shadow. That one's a 5/5 now?
Yeah, it's gonna kill the Chandra. Yeah, just take up the Chandra here. Just waiting intently here to see what Gary's gonna do.
Gary's in the think tank.
Depends what he drew too. I can't see
Right.
his card in his hand. Because he can make 1, 3, 5 mana this turn.
You can make up to 7 with Chandra,
This is true.
but he's just going to do the plus. It's going to be land, so he's just going
Throw
to
in the Death Shadow.
make the Death Shadow a 7/7 now.
So you
Let's
going after? Are
go.
you going after the Chandra? Or are you just gonna punch Gary here? Oh, Teamer Battle Rage. Is that lethal?
7,
Close.
14.
you
Oh, if it
deal
was a
damage-
basic, if it was
If it's a non-basic
anything
land,
but a non, besides basic land, I think it would have had it. But yeah, right here, it's going to be 14 damage. So yeah, he's just going to get rid of the Chandra.
Yep.
Mulligan's good.
Is it a Snapcaster? So he has a Snap Bolt, and then next turn he's got lethal. Kolagon's command.
Make you discard, bring back his Death Shadow. There you go. He's going to lightning bolt him down to 3.
Ooh, all right. Here we go.
You got top deck lightning bolt. Believe it was an
Tireless Tracker.
well, it's a redraw. Of
But this
sorts.
is
It's
games
just-
though with the.
with the battle rage. That's
I'm
true.
pretty sure. I have to do the math here, so it's a 9/9/18. Tough 2 toughness. Yeah, it's lethal. And he still has a Snapcaster too.
Unless he takes him down to. Unless he goes down to. Oh, he's not going to take the 2 damage. Well, he can. What am I thinking? Yeah, so he's going to go down to 2. The guy's an 11/11. Attacks. There's blocks.
Get Teamer Battle Rage.
He's 2. Team of Battle Rage.
And gets it. Oh, good games, guys. Good games.
Absolutely.
So the Death Shadow player takes it in 3.
Yep. Definitely,
Alright.
definitely think that game favors Death Shadow. Although, like you said,
That early
so
Blood
many.
Moon.
Yeah, it depends on if you can dodge the
And
early
also-
land destruction.
Also,
and
Gary
Blood
had a
Moons.
lot of outs there. I mean, if he gets a Bloodbraid Elf, kills him.
Yes.
Another Lightning Bolt kills him. Not even. Nope. I was gonna say Chandra doesn't kill him. Chandra Torch of Defiance, or Chandra Flamecaller would have killed him there.
Is that in that deck?
Yes.
Chandra Flamecaller?
Yep.
Okay, alright.
So yeah, so that's gonna be it for us tonight, guys. Definitely thanks for hanging out. If you guys want to come check out the shop in Menominee, Wisconsin, if you're ever around, hanging out in the Eau Claire area, you guys should come on down. Friday nights, 5:30 p.m. $5 entry. You get free pop, free pizza. You get to hang out with a cool group of guys and girls. And yeah, definitely hope to see you guys here. Have a good night.
Good night, folks.